Welcome back to From the South. The United Nations has called for immediate action in the Gaza Strip following the death of more than 100 children from severe malnutrition as a result of the Israeli government's hunger campaign. The United Nations World Food Programme warns that more than 300,000 children are at risk of extreme starvation as a large part of Gaza's population goes days without food. The international organization noted that more than 62,000 tons of food are required monthly to cover food needs. For its part, Tel Aviv only allows the minimum of essential supplies, which worsens the social and humanitarian crisis.
It is not the destiny of the Palestinian people to have an eternal conflict with Israel and to keep losing thousands of our children and women and our people on the hand of this war machine by Israel. It is our duty to convince everyone that there is another alternative, the alternative of immediate ceasefire. As we see the millions, the hundreds of millions in all capitals are saying they want to save lives of the Palestinian people, ceasefire now, that's their cry. And the leaders who are not yet convinced of that message should listen.
On Monday, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum expressed her support for the proposal to grant asylum to Palestinian children orphaned by the genocide in Gaza. The president described the initiative as positive and recalled that Mexico has maintained throughout its history an open-door policy for those seeking refuge. To assess the viability of this measure, she instructed the Secretary of the Interior, Rosa Isela Rodriguez, and the Secretary of Foreign Affairs to review all the legal, logistical, and humanitarian aspects that would be involved in receiving and caring for these children. And in a statement, ALBA TCP member states condemned the murder of Palestinian journalists and demanded an end to the genocide in Gaza. The Bolivarian Alliance for the Peoples of America People's State Treaty condemns in the strongest possible terms the murder of journalist Anas Hamad al-Sharif along with four of his colleagues. What is happening in Palestine is a planned and ongoing genocide, the most brutal manifestation of human horror and depravity, and a contemporary expression of neo-Nazi and neo-fascist practices. The premeditated murder of journalists like Anas and his colleagues is not collateral damage. It is a deliberate policy of forced silencing that since October 2023 has claimed the lives of 238 journalists. ALBA TCP denounces that the Zionist state of Israel has turned the Gaza Strip into a laboratory for crimes against humanity, systematically violating international humanitarian law and the United Nations Charter. ALBA TCP reaffirms its unwavering and irrevocable commitment to the Palestinian cause and demands the immediate cessation of the genocide, the complete lifting of the siege, and the end of the occupation until Palestine is free, sovereign, and lives in peace. Also, thousands of Europeans held pro-Palestinian demonstrations Tuesday to demand an Israeli ceasefire in Gaza. Under the slogans, "Gaza, you are not alone," and "This is not war, it is genocide," protesters took to the streets in cities across Germany, Denmark, and the Netherlands and expressed their concerns that Zionism continues its attacks on the Gaza Strip and blocks the entry of humanitarian aid despite international rejection. They also condemned the death of at least 18,000 Gazan children since the beginning of the genocide. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian warned Caucasus countries about the risk of the United States using the new transport corridor in the region as a tool to impose its hegemonic interest under the guise of promoting peace or boosting the economy. In a telephone conversation with Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan, the Iranian leader emphasized that the project must guarantee Armenia's sovereignty and exclude any foreign military presence. Pezeshkian reiterated that Iran, as a harbor of peace and stability, supports any genuine agreement that promotes cooperation among regional countries but opposes any maneuver that alters borders or serves to isolate Iran and Russia in a context marked by the recent peace agreement between Armenia and Azerbaijan conciliated by Washington. And Arab leaders and tribes in Syria announced Tuesday a permanent mobilization in support of the nation's transitional government in its struggle against the Syrian Democratic Forces, SDF. The expression of support responded to a call made by Sheikh Faraj al-Hamoud al-Salama of the Al-Nasser tribe to fight those he described as outlaws from Kandil and their local treacherous accomplices. So their differences to join the mobilization, claiming that the interests of the homeland are above any other consideration. The movement seeks to expand citizen participation with the objective of achieving freedom, justice and protecting social rights.